Okie dokie. Let's play more dumb video game. I use the word dumb a lot, don't I? We're getting to a lot of redundancy, aren't we? Well, that's just too bad sometimes, I gotta feel, because now it's time for progression, and I have a paper cut on my pointer finger. Right on the tip. That makes life a little bit harder when it comes to playing video games. What have I left off? I've made a second save state just because I don't want to mess things up. And I gained like a level on each dude. Maybe two. I don't know. Sometimes levels are weird in this game. Really, all that matters is that, well, let's just go. There's something I did want to bring up. This is still kind of loud. It's on my end. Yeah, that's fine. So something that I wanted to bring up. Here's a fun fact. Apparently, our good old friend Mr. Matt Rozak has actually finally launched the demo for Epic Battle Fantasy V. So if you are so inclined, you could go and partake upon your magical new adventure. I'm not gonna. So there's that, but at least it exists. And man said, "Let there be light," and then there was, and it was awesome. So, if you may notice, we have some slightly different gear, mainly on Anna. That's because I went through and did what I said I was going to do last time, which was I really just kind of went through and did all the chests that I was missing from before. And that really boiled down to, hey, it went pretty well. What matters is I think I got a new gun for Lance. It sucks. I think I got maybe a new sword for Matt. This is just the wind sword I'm using. That's not what I was talking about. And I got this costume for Anna, because I bought it. And it's just like, hey, that's pretty neat. And all that really matters is, yeah, alright, Anna, she exists. She now can randomly cast, like, the Medipack thing that Lance can for free. And they ask, why do I have that one equipped and not the Mammoth one? Well, I much prefer the randomly getting effectively a full heal plus the ability to cure status ailments just randomly. It's pretty nice how often that randomly happens. So while I was bound, I upgraded Lance's Dispel twice, just so that thing missing, that ain't happening no more. Also buffed Anna's Protect and Reflex once each, and that's really what I was going to do. I'm kind of just waiting for this dude to get me low enough to where I have to use Kyun, but it's just not happening. So, I guess now's the best time to be doing it, I suppose. Alright, Anna, get out of here. Okie doke, time for Kyun. Anna doesn't need this. It's not important. Time to go big or go home, son. Kablamzos! I don't think I put any points in this still, but wow, would you look at that? I didn't even, I swear I did not like power grind. I didn't even put any points in any of these over limits or anything. All I did was put 2 points into Lance's Dispel and 2 points into, or 1 point into Reflex and 1 point into Protect. That's all I did. I think okay, you know what? Valid. I put 1 extra point into Big Spark, and I gained a level on each character. That shouldn't have absolutely trivialized this fight. I'm on easy. I'm still on normal difficulty. This is unacceptable. That's why. Uh-huh. I knew something was fishy. There it was. I was on the wrong difficulty. Now it's gonna be challenging. There it is. You may ask, why would I do that? The fight was over. I'm not here for some baby man fight. We're here to do it on the harder difficulties. I think I have like a rasp on the side of my finger. Owie. The only real relevant thing that I don't know, man. I'm losing my train of thought. I'm just looking down, I'm like, oh man, my finger hurts. I have a paper cut. Life is pain. Yeah, man. So that we lied, and that was light, and it was awesome. Yeah, now you're noticing I'm not doing nearly as much damage anymore. Wow. Yeah, I equipped the stupid wind sword over Matt's old sword because our big friend over here is weak to wind, and I didn't have a bomb or electric one, so I would have preferred an electric one, but we can't always have what we want now, can we? Sometimes things just have to happen, and we don't have a whole lot of control over that. It's just a darn shame all throughout, really. I still am absolutely tearing through his HP, because this fight was always never crazy. Oh, okay, bye, Matt. This fight was never crazy hard. It was just, it's a little bit awkward. It's just like, oh, man, I'm kind of getting dinged up a little bit. Ooh, gotta watch that HP. But it was never, like, crazy. Oh, so you can see Natalie has the electric staff equipped, because just in case she attacks, it gives her electric damage. I don't know. Whatever. Just keep spamming reflex. Really, I spent a lot of effort upgrading reflex to give me 5% more evasiveness. Oh shit, he needs to use spell. Oh, oops. That's my bad. Oh, he's charging again. Oh, fantastic. Well now. You see how nice these free medipacks actually are? Oh, it's value. Value and a half, that's for sure. We need to do this, though. Yeah, I am very glad. The main reason I think this is going to go a lot better. Upgrading the Dispel, just so now it probably won't miss anymore because it's now 3 times stronger. I don't know what determines that, but it is. Did I put a point in Siphon? I don't know. I don't know if I put a point in Siphon. Anyway, let's still just kill this thing despite all that, because I'd really like to not even risk it. So, just gun him down with the rest of them anyway. Okay, you need to stop doing that, Mr. Man. Oh, that works. Oh, alright. That also works. Hey, you're just doing my job for me at this point. Here, you just wind slash, and then I'll do arrow. Oh, that's not gonna kill. Okay, we're getting a little bit rough right around here. Okay, good. Alright, that's fine. Whatever. Let's hope we can live. And if we can, we'll Q next turn. But I had to have Lance use Dispel. Don't kill me. Ah, that's unfortunate. It's a darn shame. Kablam. Get Lance out of here. Revive. The same stuff we've been seeing this whole time. I mean, I don't think I gotta spell this one out for us. And pop another reflex. Because this is Anna's job right now. If she's not okay, sir, stop it. Bad. Stop that right now. I need to be able to use Qun, good sir. You're just not giving it to me, and I do not much appreciate none of this. Get it out of here. All right, and he's still charged. Well, let's go die. Owie. She lived. All right, that's gonna hurt. Yep. Let's hope that reflex works. Jeez. Also checked, yeah, we do not have bind right now on Lance, which is kind of what I want. Oh, great. Oh, boy. Oh, now. Okay. Oh, that was fun. Well, now. Seems I've been given another chance to prove myself. I didn't hear read what he said after that, because typically I'm not really used to these dudes talking when they're revived. Like, I've beaten through this game so much, these just flavored dialogue options don't appear too much more often, so I don't know. Wasn't expecting. It's partially my fault, I'll give it that, but I just throw his tombstone right back up there. What do you think Matt's epitaph says? Here lies, the big dingus. That makes sense to me. I can see that being on his epitaph. Alright, don't kill my teammates. Don't kill Lance. Stop it. Stop it. No. Bad. Alright. Even while dead, you can still get the passive effect of your items if they're, like, team heals, which is why I also really like the Medipack auto-casting stuff like Matt and Lance have. It's just nice all around. Okay, now don't kill me! Really, it's just luck at this point. I mean, I could specifically focus on an effort and use the coffee to get this Qun off, but... An AT, that's impossible! Whatever, man, I'm just gonna... Oh, she's stunned. Never mind. Okay. Have Lance tag out. Huff. Sigh. Puff, huff. Sigh, puff. Alright. Fix this. Knock it off. Okay. Okay. Don't kill Landon. I'm not too mad, actually. I'm just gonna say screw it at this point. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do this, actually, before anything else. We're gonna have Matt do this, and then tag Anna out when we're queuing, and they cannot stop me. The fight has gone on long enough without this happening. Luckily, we're still getting our damage on board, but whatever. Now they all get to die. Do you electric gust with bomb? Which one hits harder? 260. Oh yeah. I have not put any points in Ion. Well, whatever. Kablamzo. Not my problem. Oh, that's right. Bomb. Oh, that felt nice. Oh boy. Here, actually, I think I have. Yes, I did grab Debilitate too. It's only like rank 1. It didn't work. So, okay. Well, never mind then. I mean, just screw me then, huh? Not allowed to have fun here. I just keep hitting him with lightning. Yeah. Yeah, I never really used Debilitate, but I'm like, maybe, who knows? Maybe I can actually lower his defense before using Cleaver. No, I'm not allowed. No. Owie. Wham. Oh, he's staggered. Oh, you know what time it is. It's time for the big spark, baby. Kablam! 10,000 damage. It's weird to be thinking there's an achievement for hitting for 30 million when 10,000 is with a staggered crit. There's a lot of improvement we have to be making. Oh, yeah. Not quite at the king of the mountain yet. Oh, boy. We're doing this now? Okay. Alrighty then, if you really say so. Oh, he's done his charge nonsense. I think we should get Natalie out of here. Or I could just... What do you mean to? Electric bomb. There's poison. He's resistant to that. There's ice. He's resistant to that. There's earth. He's resistant to that. Anna sucks! He's weak to earth. He's weak to that. Fine, go for it. I have no points into her over limits because her over limits suck. Yeah, that did nothing. Well, bye, Natalie. Hope Lance has fun. You're weak to electric, you're weak to... Which one's worse? You're worse, I feel. Because the one on the bottom, the worst part about him is the fact that, oh no, he can do that charge shot and instantly kill someone, but that, takes a turn to charge. Whatever. Oh, we got a counterattack. That's fun. And death embraces us all. Come, brothers, join me in arms as this holy beam of light strikes us down from the heavens. And dead. That was fast. Oh, boy. All right. Same stuff. Second verse, same as the first. Revive it up. And now we have one of two options that a lot of people never talk about. So Anna was the only one who has a turn, and I can't tag anyone else. So what do we do in this situation? The answer you'd think is maybe buff reflex, maybe try to get a heal, or if you want to go the maximum safety option, you tag Anna out and you swap Lance's body in. This has the highest chance of being party wiped, but it means I will never die if they kill all of my dudes. Because it's like, oh no, Natalie's dead, except finally I have my backline fighter alive again. So now it doesn't matter anymore. Anna's regenerating all nice and fine back there. And Lance is out of mana, so he probably can't kill this bottom one. Oh. Okay, well, Lance, you're the backland man now. Reflex. I don't know. Owie. So apparently, if your accuracy is above their evasion, I believe, it means you'll never miss. I don't remember. They were saying something about that earlier. I don't remember. What wasn't paying attention. So clearly, there's at least something going on here. There's some like internal logic behind this nonsense. Also, we're almost out of coffee. Plastic. Buff reflex again, you say? Apparently I'm right. Thank you, Weevil. Oh, there goes Anna again. Luckily, I have my over limit now, so it doesn't matter anymore. It's not like I've exactly studied. Okay, Chris, you need to calm down. Chris, you come in here and the very first thing you say is already a bit too spicy. You're at like an 8, and I need you to be at like a 3. So right now we're shooting at a big old robot man. We're having fun. He's pretty much done. Just upping this stupid... Well, there it is. Exactly what I was bringing up. Just upgrading this stupid Dispel. It was really the factor that turned this fight around completely. It's a beautiful sight, isn't it? Okay, Chris, you're again needing to have to ask you to calm down. I think they forgot to update the software again. Hey, mission accomplished. We actually beat the boss that I was trying to beat last time. Okay. Grab it and start looking for a road north. Turn system into operation. I'm gonna try to program it to work for us. You can do that? Of course I can. I'm a pro hacker. All I have to do is press this reset button. You're full of shit, Lance. I've always completed this tunnel. The crystal cavern system is instructed. Humans still have trouble moving the debris. Smash with a hammer. And hammer acquired. Bada bing, bada bitch. So let's get a move on with our life, huh? So what was... Oh yeah, I was gonna say apologies for the last stream where it ended in the middle of one of my sentences as I was trying to do stuff. My internet flickered and I'm just like, oh boy, I sure do love having my stream drop at the most inopportune time. Yeah, I noticed that too. That's Chris. Whatever his name is irrelevant. Don't talk to him. We don't. I've intentionally censored your name, Chris. This is all a ruse this whole time. Now no one shall ever know what you're saying. Don't talk to him. Now that you know his name, please proceed to spam at him and tell him to. Okay, I can't actually say that, or else internet people will get mad at me. To tell him he's a big, smelly willy. That one will work. Oh, hey, you're happy with me. What'd you give me? Oh, I killed the Praetorian and he's happy about it? I don't know. Whatever. Upgrade the Alchemist's bow. He doesn't do that. In fact, Chris streams once every, like, 2 months. So have fun with that regular content. I'll have you know, if any of my followers actually did go to harass you, I'd be more impressed with anything, because you and I both know it's not happening. It's just Weevil over there, and Weevil's too good of a soul for this. He comes to my streams. Do you think he actually has a bad bone in his body? This dude, all he does is provide generosity by actually showing up to someone who doesn't know what they're doing with their life. Hey, spooky times. Welcome to the graveyard. Woo. I don't actually believe in you, Weevil. I'm just like, okay, I'll rip Weevil. He's been reported. Oh, no, I was being reported. Never mind. God. Oh! Hey, it's this super risky gear. Yeah, buddy. This is the gear I had Matt in. This is the Demon Skull. It randomly curses the player. You know that thing that just rapidly decreases your defense and magic defense? Both this armor sets like curse the wielder. But look at these stats. Oh boy. Oh man, there's some meaty stats on this one. There's also no music because we're in spooky land right now. We also got a skill, I think. We also got a sword. Where's that sword? It's the bone stab. May cast fry with certain skills. May debuff target defense. May weaken. Oh, whatever. That's not our problem. What's his new skill, though? It is, no. It is, it's Dark Flare. It's just a dark magic. Why do they give me so many different kinds of dark magic? Fright is already a skill. Why are they giving me this? Oh, man, except it can now dispel, so I guess Matt gets it. Another random dark skill that's magic damage. Can we have a dark skill that's physical damage? That would be something new at the very least. But no, it's also magic damage. Sacrifice's magic damage. Fright's magic damage. Screamer's magic damage. Dark Flare's magic damage. All dark skills. We also not even talking about, like Pulsar. Not talking about like Lance's antimatter and dark shot. No, we don't need physical dark skills over here. It's not necessary. Alright. She doesn't have enough AP to get anything. You know what? Let's just not upgrade our nonsense here, where there's no music. That's really fun. I'm gonna scan these dudes, though, because we haven't seen these. These are the undead monoliths. They're neat. They're okay. There's also the Sacred Rune. Okay. Bye-bye. We're done here now. Alright, no more, like, Skeleton Land. We're gonna come out, now we can actually fiddle with our skills because there's audio. And I like to actually be able to hear things. Upgrade Legend because it's just good. Upgrade Fume because whatever. Natalie. I'm thinking this revive needs to be upgraded just so we can start getting those full HP revives, but I don't know. She has a lot of other skills she could use, like Pulsar and Genesis. Yeah. They actually buffed Genesis because now it can weaken opponents, which is, it also will just revive your allies instead of just giving auto-revive. They nerfed Kyun and buffed Genesis to give it a chance, and Genesis is now actually good, so hey, credit where credit's due, they actually did it. I'd say it's viable now at the very least, because they nerfed Kyun so much. I've used Genesis, so I mean, hey. Let's upgrade this stupid armor he has and make it amazing. Because look at these upgrades. Oh boy, this thing just slaps people. And Matt will never unequip this. We now have Matt's permanent armor. His weapon will probably be changing, but we found his armor. Also, I didn't actually show it off, but here's the new gun we found. It's the Ultra Zapper. Here it is. It's the one we got off screen. It's just the stupid Nintendo Zapper, but Extreme Edition. I think we found this stupid camo skirt off screen, and I think that was it. Yeah, we only found 2 new actually unique things. Maybe we got like did we get a skill? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think we got a skill. Never mind. And here's Graveyard Land Round 2, where this area is, well, we'll see in a sec. Oh, it looks like some kind of sacrificial altar. I don't think people died near natural causes. More like they were tortured to death. Let's get out of here. What the hell's that thing on the ceiling? Oh, that's more than a little bit disturbing. Hey, oh god, I'm finally a living person. I got trapped here for days and I'm starving. Can I get a bite to eat? Yeah, sure. The exit's open. Okay. It's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. Wasn't there a twinkly twinkle? Wasn't there a sparkle? Thought I found a sparkle. Oh, I did see a sparkle. I was right. Now is the time to be looking for just sick loot in the piles of bones of your dead enemies. Alright. We got the Frost Wraith summon. We got the Hela's Staff. I don't know what that's all about. We got a Departed Bow, and we got a pin. A flare of some kind. What does it do? Replaces weapon status effect with Doom. That actually seems like it'd be okay, because Doom's pretty alright. I'm not gonna equip it, though, but it seems alright. Maybe. The Departed made Doom targets, debuffs magic. Yeah. It can cast bones. Alright, sure. And we got Halo Staff randomly curses the player, made cursed targets, boost the power of dark skills. Oof. Yeah, Frost Wraith is pretty decent. That's one of the few summons I actually find myself using because it has a pretty high chance of just instantly killing someone. That's pretty alright if I do say so myself. It's not the best summon because also there's this. What's that? Oh, is this Skeleton Dragon? I'm not gonna lie, I'm more than a little bit nervous now. It seems to be surrounded by some sort of powerful dark magic barrier. I'm sensing ultra high levels of evilness emanating from it. I don't know if we're ready to take on this foe yet. I can't even get to this foe yet. Fun fact! I cannot get past the weird, like, red smoke. Not possible. At least not yet. So we'll come back to this later. Well, just remember that big old friend Zombie Hydra's over there. And also, we're going to be, if we ever want to do post-game stuff, be sure to see him a lot. Because, oh yeah, he is the best place to grind in the entire game. Is fighting that bad boy. Because it gives you boss level XP, but it respawns. That's what I did. Now, we have we have the hammer now, so we can just go pretty much anywhere we've seen rocks. Like, right here. Here's some rocks. Here's a bit of shiny. Alright, cool. And now it's just, hey, just find just backtrack. Just go through the screens you've seen and start breaking things. It's very cathartic, really. So noticing the stuttering in this game, I just thought about it. You know what's a hot topic that's even more so? Because a lot of people be like, oh man, I'm not a big fan of graphics. Like, that's like a me thing. Like, I've never been a graphics snob. But you know what's something I've seen people are even more anal about? Frame rates, FPS. People will ostracize a game if it runs at 30 FPS way more than if it runs at 60. Like, to a ludicrous degree, people will genuinely beat on a game if it runs slow. I have never been able to see if a game has, like, lower than 60, 30 FPS. If you give me a side-by comparison, fine. If you tell me to play 2 games and one of them has 30 and 60, shut your face, Chris. If one of them is 30 or 60, I'm probably not going to be able to tell the difference. 30's fine. Like, okay, for the best example, I think of it personally, is the best example of it is my favorite game of all time got a re-release on the PS3. And it was just the game released for a more modern console with a tiny bit of improvements. Almost nothing was changed. But people still preferred the original because it ran at 30 compared to the original 60. And I don't understand why people would play the genuinely inferior version just because it runs at 60 rather than 30. It's a console game, yeah. That's because, maybe it's partially my fault because I've never been used to or cared to have a stable frame rate because, yeah, it's like you said, Switch runs at 30, I can't tell. You can give me, like, unless you, as I said, give me 2 games side by side, I'm never gonna notice a difference. Okay, there's a difference between having a game drop in frame rate, okay, that's bad. Watching a game flip-flop between frame rates, that can get pretty bad. Also, Ice Bow. That is when I could start drawing the line. But if you're gonna really tear into a game for saying, oh man, this game now, like, I've seen it most for remakes or whatever, where they up the graphics but lower the frame rate, and I'm just like, sure, whatever, man. If that's the only difference, I'll take that all day. Yeah, dropping frames is where I can start drawing the line. I could see complaints there, but I'm just saying people will complain if it's just 30 as a whole. Oh, wait. Oh, we got rocks. It's kind of hard to remember where every single set of rocks is. They're just everywhere. Oh, hello. They're just all over the damn place. Oh, I didn't actually mention it by name, but my favorite game of all time... Not a bit of a frame drops, but it's still really good. If you mean Breath of the Wild, don't get me started on that game, because you're getting to the man with controversial opinions again. That game wasn't that fun. Oh, boy. Now, anyway, all that aside... Oh, boy, we're just throwing me right under the bus today, ain't we? All of the new Nintendo games I've found recently have been a lot worse. Oh boy. How to have a controversial opinion on the internet. No, I didn't like the uptime of Breath of the Wild. Like, what was the uptime? The combat wasn't great. The exploring was okay, but it wasn't very incentivized. Like, it just got old after a while. Like, so when I played the game, my first incentive was I ignored the story and just started climbing mountains and getting Korok seeds, but that's all I could ever actually find. Other than, like, non-substantial treasures of like, oh hey, you found a new sword or shield. Can I find anything substantial? How about a bit of lore? Maybe a neat quest. I mean, that happened occasionally, but it was too long of downtimes. And even on the uptimes, it wasn't as good as some of the others in the series. I mean, I've never been the biggest Zelda fan as a whole, but when you try to reimagine the series, you'd assume it would try to actually be good. Lynels are just normal enemy. Lynels, Hinoxes, those are just that's not a really good comparison because, like, how many enemy types are there? Off the top of my head, there's the Moblins, the Lizard Dudes, the really big Lizard Dudes, the Octoroks, and then you have, like, bosses. You also have, like, keys. It's just like... Mini bosses suck. Also, here's your big old fan favorite. I needed another Berserk spell. Specifically because, oh hey, it berserks the target, or I can do this to berserk the target, but also do damage. I'd imagine it could probably hit allies, but it's even learned on the same person. Why do I need Hellfire? Molduga is the one optional fight. Oh yeah, that's really exciting. I'm sure glad I searched the entire world to find one boss. I don't know. I didn't play Breath of the Wild that long, so I'm not exactly the person to really criticize it, but I got a good, like, 20 hours into the game. Same with, throw myself under the bus round 2 for the 17,000th time. Same with, Odyssey. I put a good handful hours in that game, could not even finish it. Oh, no. Same with Breath of the Wild. Neither of those games are good. Mario Odyssey was garbage. Like, that is not even a game I can defend. That game was genuinely bad. That game was fine to control, but the controls were, and like rewards were so unsubstantial. You're just like, all right, I did it, but where's the payoff? Where's the fun time I'm having? Even like moving the character wasn't as fun as it could be. Dude, I've already said my opinions are definitely not standard. I'm not going to be your standard person who's going to dispout the same, this game was a 10 out of 10, perfect in every regard. I'm going to dispout my own opinion because I'm not a goddamn sheeple. I personally felt the game was garbage, and I'm not even going to soften the blow of, oh, it was okay. You know, people probably saw something on their own. People are dumb. Don't you what me? Okay, maybe saying people are dumb is kind of rude, but in my opinion, I thought the game was actually terrible. I can't move. I can't move. I have broken the game. Okay, well, alright then. Well, there we go. And my taste in video games is not exactly standard. People are dumb, but I can be as wrong as I want, and it ain't gonna change my opinion. I played that game in Assload, and it wasn't fun. Hey! Throwing a lot of vitriol out today. This is not the route I wanted to take with it. I knew the moment I brought one of those up, I was gonna get people on my ass. Because, oh boy, Nintendo sure did it, didn't they? It's like, I'm trying to think of other examples of, I don't know, man. My tastes in games have always just been completely separated from the mainstream. I barely play modern games, so any other games, like, oh man, how'd you feel about this? Like, one thing I could think of is maybe some of the Dark Souls, Monster Hunter, I don't fucking know. I never played Monster Hunter because I'm poor, but the game doesn't look that fun. I have not played any of the Xenoblade Chronicles games because I'm poor and can't afford them. I could probably play Chronicles 1 if I emulated the thing, but I'm not exactly about to go advertising that on the internet, nor have I really wanted to off the top. I mean, okay, I do want to at least try Xenoblade, because it's an RPG, and I'm pretty much all for them, but I have a lot of games I want to be playing. Really, the one that I saw that looked amazing, because I've seen no gameplay and I just like the art of it, was Octopath Traveler. I haven't played it, I've seen nothing of it, it looked pretty, and I wanted to at least see it. But unfortunately, I am a poor bitch. What am I doing here? Magic Attack, that's right. Trying to think of any other games I could be spicy about. I mean, I'm not a full ham contrarian. I'm not a contrarian for contrarian's sake. Like, the new Smash looks amazing. And I don't know. What else is coming out or is a more recent game that I can actually talk about? Like, I don't know, maybe if we're talking about Nintendo, maybe like the Splatoon games. I haven't played any of them. I don't have money. I'm still looking for rocks still, so it's not like I can talk about the game I'm playing right now. I don't know. Really, I guess that's it for now. I kind of got my point across. Bravely Default I heard was really good and I wanted to try it, but I've never been a fan of games with the job system. I've always found that boring. I always found it, like, detaches yourself from the characters. It's the same problem I had with this game. Like, a lot of the time when you add a job system to characters, it kind of takes away a lot of the uniqueness of a character. Because if someone can do anything, it takes away their uniqueness as a character, in my opinion. And, like, from the story perspective. New Fire Emblems I haven't played. I played Awakening, which was amazing, just from both gameplay and waifu, like, esque standards, because that's what everyone's gonna bring up. But really, just, it's a lot more character-driven, and it had a lot of great gameplay. I've heard Fates was both good and terrible, or just completely mediocre, so I really don't know how to feel about that one. Haven't played it. Anything beyond that, haven't played them. This is what I'm saying, I'm not exactly the best person to be asking about these things. Most of the time. Also, we're in a new area. Oh, that's an enemy. I thought I would just talk to this. I'm sorry, Mr. Cat. I'll leave, don't worry. Once I can get a turn. Final Fantasy Tactics, I played... okay, Chris, you already know the answer to the Persona series. You were there when me and Scott have talked about them. Don't even start. Persona 5 is okay. Oh, no, I'd say it's good. No. I'm trying to undersell it. No, that one's a good game. It's also would probably also be described as great. It's not the best in the series, but I do call him Scott on occasion. I just forget most of the time. For me, honestly, I already talked about this in the last episode, but Persona 5 is not the best in the series because the game's too easy. And if you crank up the difficulty, it starts requiring grinding. So you have to make a concession for what do you value more, gameplay depth and difficulty or the story. And I had to pick the story, unfortunately, and it made me destroy that game. I mean, okay, I'll at least say it. At least it's not Persona 3 or 4 where both of those games I had to grind in at least one section I can think of for both of them. Those two games had some problems, but, I mean, I'd rather have a game be too hard than be too easy like Persona 5 was. Because you can always solve being too hard, but you can never really solve being too easy. The story in Persona 5 was okay. Also, to wrap it back around, because I was going to answer it a second ago, Weevil, I did actually play Final Fantasy Tactics when I was really young. Like, I'm talking 5 or 6, so I have almost no memories of it. I mainly watched my brother play it, but I remember it being amazing. But if I played through it now, it would be a blind playthrough, pretty much. My problem with the story of Persona 5 is, why did they put all of the characters on the main menu so you get spoiled from the get-go? The one plot twist character to join your party is like, wow, that'd be pretty neat if I hadn't known it right from before I started the game. Like, even from day one, I saw him and I'm like, oh, hey, it's that guy. When's he joined the party? Right at the end of the fucking game. Great. That's not really a problem with the story, that's a problem with the design. They're two separate issues, but I feel you. Oh, I need to fucking advance. I'm getting too spite. Oh, places nothing but trees in every direction. There's no way to tell which way to go. It all looks the same. This river runs through the jungle, reaches the end of Greenwood Village. You can follow the river until it leads to the North Ocean. And the last town is sure to be around there. I'm trying to think, whatever. Yeah, to be fair... Oh, wait, what's this say? Note to tourists, you shouldn't be here, go home. Okay, well, that's reassuring. But something I was gonna say is, yeah, my taste in games is super jacked up. I'm the dude who 100% Sonic R twice, and I say that's a fun game if you're just screwing around, not taking it too seriously. It's the same thing with, well, that's actually something I can typically go for a game. If I can just play a game, not care, and just screw around, I'll like a game a lot more. Games that are typically hilariously and enjoyably bad, I like a lot. Like, I liked Resident Evil 6 as a game to just bring a friend and laugh at how bad the game is as you beat it. I loved that game for that reason. It was amazing. It was a terrible, like, Resident Evil game, but that game was hilarious to go through. I really loved the, like, Transformer T-Rex that shot bones like a machine gun. I don't understand how that's supposed to be even conceivably biologically possible. That game was a train wreck from day one to day end, and I loved it. 10 out of 10. It's also considering, if we're talking about Resident Evil, I also really liked Resident Evil 5 and 4 a lot. Because I typically actually started the series at 4, so that's typically what I value in those games, which is why I think 5 is, in my opinion, probably my favorite game in that series. It's not a good Resident Evil game, but as a game on its own, it's great. More spicy opinions here at 11. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I'm too focused on Nintendo for what I would consider a spicy opinion. I don't know. Yeah, let me just... What am I doing in this fight? I don't have bullet hell. That's right. No wonder I've been struggling. I've been having to use, like, flame burst. Oh, yeah. What's over here? What's on my, like, game shelf? Let's look over here and see what's going on for games. We got Kingdom Hearts. That's a fine series. I can't say a whole lot about that one. That's the first one I saw. There's Kirby games, all of which are... Yeah, okay, that's actually something to bring up. I don't understand how Nintendo has done it, but they have made pretty much every single Kirby game. None of them have been bad. Some of them have been good to just okay, but there has never been a bad Kirby game. It's like they've gone for the definition of simplicity, and it is always a system that works, like, every time, and I love it. They've clearly mastered this art. Kirby is also amazing, and I love it. These games are the greatest of all time. What else we got over here? We got... Oh, here's a fun one. The Mario and Luigi games, plus Paper Mario, if I'm going to talk about those. I mean, I could talk about Paper Mario, but my opinion's not exactly original. The first two are great. Super's a little bit weird, but it's also okay. And then the last two are hot garbage. Like, actually just, like, ass. That's not exactly original. Dude, Kirby Air Ride is a game I grew up with. That game is so much fun to me because... you always need a game that you and a friend can just sit down to play. And Kirby Air Ride, no matter what, fills that role. To the point where I was so in love with that game, I actually figured out how to install a mod that someone made. It was a hack pack for Kirby Air Ride that you can only, like, run on, like, emulated versions. So it would be hush-hush about those if you're actually going to go and play that. I'm not going to advocate for it, but if you did... It is like the Smash Bros. For racing games. Yeah, it is just pure value. And it was like the hack pack, really all it did was just make... why can't I... Oh, I have to kill this guy first. It made City Trial a little bit more neat because it revamped every single car twice to give you even more replayability. And it just added a lot of little flavor things. Like, it started the game on City Trial. It made it so... you could actually increase the City Trial timer to like 30 minutes rather than 7, and a bunch of little things like that. Highly would value it. Just go look up Kirby Air Ride, like, hack pack. I don't remember. It was kind of hard for me to find. I don't remember. But if you really are passionate about Kirby Air Ride, which I am, yes. Okay, we need to look at our skills for now. Actually, Anna needs to dedicate her forces towards reflex and protect for now, so she doesn't have a whole lot. Matt, Hellfire. Matt can just keep being Matt for now and waiting to upgrade his garbage, mainly Cleave. Yeah, he's fine for now. Natalie needs revive, and Lance, I think he can just kind of learn anything he's so... Oh, you know, there's bullet hell. We needed that. All right, mission accomplished. We got any stat ups? That we do. This is defense. Okay, what do we need for defense? Here you go, Hannah. All right, here we go. Cats have adapted riding bushes. I'll drag you down from there, you filthy beast! Like, for me, the system I grew up with was the GameCube, so a lot of those games I'm infinitely more nostalgic for, and it's the reason why I'm pretty much not exactly a stickler for graphics or anything like that, because honestly, GameCube-era graphics are all I really need, and even then beyond that. Like, I also grew up with N64, so I'm fine with all those kind of graphics. You can have the worst 3D graphics, and I'll probably be fine with it. It's not like I care. I'm not a picky man. I value gameplay and story more over visual flair, but if a game looks nice, it's definitely going to give it some credit. Alright. What do we got over here? We got the Dragon Quest games. I need to play more of those. As a man who's always been like, dude, I gotta play RPGs, I need to play more of the Dragon Quest games, but I'm same with Final Fantasy. They're like the two mainstream, like, biggest boys in the parking lot, but I haven't played too many of them. Dragon Quest VIII was amazing, and it's the one that I've played. And I've also played a lot of the spin-offs. Final Fantasy, I've played none of 7, weirdly enough. A tiny bit of 10, but I've watched all of 10. I've heard 6 is amazing, and that's like it. I know like nothing of Final Fantasy, weirdly enough. Oh well, what can you do sometimes? I'm kind of saving those, because one thing I really wanted to do, because one problem with my system of going through games like this is I'm going to tear through games like no one's business. Dragon Quest VIII was the really popular one. It's also seen as the most popular Dragon Quest game, because it's like Journey of the Cursed Kingdom, that's that one. And it's the one that just everyone played. I guess maybe it had a successful marketing campaign in America. But I have no idea. I've played some other Dragon Quests, but I can't really name them. I've played Hand of the Heavenly Bride and Sentinels of the Starry Sky. I don't remember which numbers those are, but I have played them. But, yeah. But yeah, what I was saying is, game series like the Tales of games, like Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Fantasia, Berseria, Final Fantasy, and Dragon Quest are the 3 game series I've really been wanting to go through, but I felt like I needed an audience first, because I wanted to go through all of them systematically, like each game in order until we reached the end, and then just we got to see all the highs and lows of the whole series, and anyone who also wanted to see them could come along for the ride, which is why I'm kind of waiting to do those, but I'm still pretty hyped for that one, though. A Horde of Gondor, it boosts their morale. I'm surprised they didn't give them the morale status. We haven't seen that one in like 30 years. There you go. No legs. Go drag his carcass out onto the battlefield again. What other RPGs are there? I was briefly brought up with the Mario and Luigi games where only Superstar Saga and Partner... Well, I actually feel like they've gone down in quality, personally. Like, Bowser's Inside Story was okay. Thousand Year Door was good. Or not okay, Thousand Year Door. Partners in Time was good, and Superstar Saga was great. I haven't played any of the more... Actually, no, I played Stickers. I played Paper Jam, and that one was meh. That's the worst Mario and Luigi game, just because it has modern Paper Mario dragging everything about it down. Rip the dream on Paper Mario. Because Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is my second favorite game of all time, and it upsets me infinitely how much they've dirtied that series. It disgusts me. It's like I said, it depends on which one. I've heard Dream Team runs it back. I've heard Dream Team's really good, because that one actually has a bit more focus on the story, a little bit more, and people say Antasma is like an amazing villain. Also, Fawful's an amazing villain, so I mean, whatever. That's why, you know, Bowser's Inside Story was great, but I don't know. I thought that one was pretty bland. I don't know. I did the one playthrough of Bowser's Inside Story and have never felt inclined to ever play it again. That's not a very good feeling you want to have for a game. Partners in Time, I've wanted to, but my DS has been broken, so I really can't play through any of those games even if I wanted to. And Superstar Saga, I've played through so many times. I love it. I can't really say, like, oh man, I got it memorized because I haven't played it in forever, but I've played through that game a solid handful of times. They even re-released the game, and from what I've seen, the re-release is not as... I think it's a similar problem where it's still the same game, but they kind of make a few very questionable design choices. And just like, it's okay, but I'd still probably prefer to play the original. They should have just given it a new coat of paint, but they changed a couple things. I wouldn't know the specifics because I haven't actually played that game. The one thing I've really seen about that one is the fact that they changed all the enemies' designs to be a weird, like, retrain of actual species. Like, instead of having the beanies, it's just like Goombas or something, and instead of having, like, unique species because it's a different kingdom, it's just like Mario Mushroom Kingdom enemies, but now they have like a leaf or something on them. They're like bean related now. It's like, dude, that's a little bit less fun than it needed to be. But oh well. I can't say too much about it. People probably like that game, and you know what? I'd probably like that game too. I don't want to dirty anyone's reputation when I don't have a first-hand experience. Alright, Lance, you keep dying, you need to leave. What else have we got over here? I don't know. Because right now, we're just kind of doing it right now. Like I said, I've been on epic difficulty this whole time, and I kind of forgot to turn it. I'm actually going to go do that. I'm going to turn it back down from epic difficulty just to be able to progress through this faster, because fights are taking too long again. I guess it really is. You did have a definite point, Weevil, from yesterday. This is not my first playthrough of the game, so I've become so disenchanted with a large section of this game where it's just become dull to me. Where I'm just like, alright, let's just get through it and get to the good parts, which is all of these hallway fights. And considering this is most of the game, maybe I should have played this earlier or when I didn't have quite as a finished journey with this game, but I have no idea. Because right now, I'm just not paying any attention to what's going on screen. I've been running my mouth about other games for a while. But I feel like I've gotten everything I really wanted to say out, at least for now, that I can think of. I mean, we already know what I'm gonna say. Enemies take too long. The game is too easy. But when you crank up the difficulty, enemies take too long rather than being actually harder. There's too many waves, etc., etc. And the rest of it's just like this nitpicky nonsense. So I don't know. Not exactly the best at this whole reviewing thing. It's not like I've done this ever before. So whatever. One thing I can actually start dispouting that's actually kind of interesting is tomorrow I'm probably going to be starting up that Terraria playthrough because people have actually been asking me to stream it. Mainly Chris. Probably just because he wants to play Terraria and that's a good excuse for him. But I'm probably going to have that be a solo playthrough, because last time I had it as a group playthrough, and it was a dumpster fire, because people kept joining and leaving and never showing back up, and oh boy. If I do have it with another person, they need to be alive consistently, is the thing. So, I don't know. But really, what I'm going to be trying to do in that one is the same exact playthrough I had done on my OG Calamity, where I'm going to actually specifically make it a stipulation where I have to beat all the way up to the second to last boss, because the last boss is unbeatable, standing completely still. Whether it be grappling hooking myself to the ground or having a obsidian shield to make it so I don't get knocked around. I need to be stationary for each of the fights, and I'm going to be doing it on Expert. Which is how I have done it before. Mainly just so I can get the stupid worm scarf. I love it too much. Let me just deal with this stupid squiddy boy who's being a squiddy boy. Okay, that hurt. That's unnecessary. I don't think... Okay, I think I need to maybe go for back to... Oh, no, there's a lot of water enemies in this area. I'm gonna go back to the Holy Sword, because a lot of enemies don't care about Holy. It's just a good general opinion. That's the end of the area. I can't go up there. We have to wrap around. Any of these quests I can finish yet? I don't think so. Oh, okay, we have one. That's like a Greenwood Forest thing. Or Greenwood Village, I mean. Yeah, the rest of these, those need holy water, and that's a key item, so you don't exactly have access to that right now. Oh. Now, this is fun. That was a very fun and interactive enemy layout where it's just a hallway with a bush and a bunch of enemies, and it makes me feel bad about myself. What else do we have for games to talk about? So, I actually, again, got interrupted in saying it, but my favorite game of all time, which I am definitely going to stream that eventually, but once I get a proper audience, is Tales of Symphonia. That is the greatest game I will say has ever been created. Part of that's nostalgia goggles, but part of that is I have beaten that game so many goddamn times that I have maxed out the time counter on that game twice. It doesn't stop. I play through that game at least once a year, a full playthrough. I've 100%ed it on both the original GameCube release and the PS3 re-release that they made, and made it great. I love it. But I was gonna actually bring that up because the Tales of games are a game series I've been pretty interested in, and I've been feeling the more recent ones have been falling out. But I really want to get back into that series to see how they do. Because I did a tiny bit of Zestiria, and I did a tiny bit of Berseria, and both of them were okay. Not great, but they were okay. And I really wanted to start streaming some of those too. Because I still need to be thinking about what game series I'm going to be streaming next. Because Epic Battle Fantasy V is most definitely not going to come out by the end of this game, so I have no idea. Tales of Symphonia, every single Tales of game is multiplayer, technically. It's a local only. Every single Tales of game is multiplayer because you can set every single party member to manual, and that really makes all that, you know, fun and dandy. So you can all of those games are 4-player. It's only local co-op, which is the one thing I really wanted for the remaster. It wasn't even a remake, it was a remaster. There was so little change between the GameCube version and the the PS3 version, so yeah, every single one. If you have if you have other people in the house to play around, sure. I've actually played a bunch of them, and all of them typically have never gone well. Like Tales of Xillia, I loved. That one was pretty good. Tales of Xillia 2 was hot garbage. Tales of the Abyss was so rough in its storytelling, it made the game almost unplayable. Tales of Berseria is fine, but it has the same gameplay issues all of the more modern ones do. And Tales of Zestiria I could never get into just because I never really made an attempt. And the other one I played was Tales of Fantasia, which is, I think, the first Tales of game on the GBA, and weirdly enough, that one actually no. I think it was a GBA re-release, and it was OG on the SNES, and apparently the SNES one was horrible. But I played the GBA version, and that was pretty alright. I'd recommend Tales of Fantasia if you like some of that old side-scroller action RPG goodness. It's not great, but it's pretty alright. It's got those same, really old game niggling bits, but you know. They got little stickly bits sticking out. It's like a little prickly rose. It's very pretty to look at, and it's pretty nice to smell, but man, if you really start digging into that one, sometimes you can get poked a bit, but I liked it, and that's what matters. Because it was also in the Tales of Symphonia universe, which is why I played it. What else can we talk about? I already talked about my second favorite, most favorite game of all time, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Oh, I love that game. Because for me, typically, to make a game I absolutely adore, it needs to have a very good story, which is typically the thing that really draws me into a game and will make me like a game even after I've beaten it, even if the gameplay sucked. Like, for example, Persona 1 has terrible gameplay. I still look back on that game even after having a live stream footage and recording of me getting mad at that game to the point where I quit at the final boss. I still look back on that game very fondly, despite all of its bits, because I really liked the story. That is how important a story is to me for some of these games. And Paper Mario is probably one of the few exceptions. It has a fine story. It's not great. It's nothing groundbreaking, but for a Mario game, it's world-shattering. Which is part of the reason I grew up, which is why I was so attached to it at a young age. But, it's a good time. Symphonia has an amazing story and amazing gameplay. Thousand Year Door has an acceptable story with, like, such good gameplay. Oh, dude, I have 100% that game multiple times. Also, typically that's the standard of how you can tell how much I like a game is how many times I've 100% the thing, because I just enjoy playing the game. Oh, it's a good time. Usually, I'm the kind of person who will try to 100% a game casually, as to where I'll go for pretty much everything until I get bored of playing the game, and then I'll just be done. And if I've 100% a game, that means I've enjoyed the game enough to fully complete it. So, I mean, credit where credit's due, the games are great. So, I don't think I have a third. No, third one would be Rogue Galaxy. I love Rogue Galaxy. That one's pretty. I've even modernly played through that. Now, a lot of these games are pretty much rose-tinted glasses out the wazoo, but damn it, I love them. That one is easily the most obscure, though. Rogue Galaxy was a PS2 action RPG, a la, like... Well, it's more of like a 3D action game. I'm almost reminded of like an MMO, almost. That, like, general style of... Well... No, MMOs usually have, like, cooldown timers and whatnot. It's a lot more action-oriented. I'm almost reminded of something like Devil May Cry, but it's more RPG-focused. I don't know, it's weird to describe a game using other games when none of them are exactly how I think of it, so I don't know. It's a fun game, it has good story, gameplay's pretty alright, and I just... That's one of those games with, you know, cavernous depths to some of it. It's actually the first game I've ever had a full guide book ever actually purchased for the game. I had it when I was a kid, and I still have it to this day, and whenever I play through that game, I bust out the old super large book and go on an adventure. In fact, I still have it, actually. I'd actually go pick it up, but there's some stuff on it, so I'm going to wait for this turn to be over, and I'm going to go grab it. That thing's an ancient beast, though. It is from times long... Oh, this dude actually resists holy. Oh, boy. They actually have an enemy that, like, Matt can't effectively hit. Alright. Oh, that's my chair not working properly. There we go. Honk. Oh, that's my old... Oh, this thing's a dusty boy. Look at this! I still got it! Look at this thick boy. Woo! Oh, yeah. That's a biggin. It blessed him. I thought that again, I'm always assuming it to give morale, but it never does. I need to put this over here. I need to actually, like, dedicate it, put that book somewhere. I can't just casually toss it somewhere. That thing's precious. What other games am I particularly impassioned about? I'm really just looking over at my game shelf to find what game to talk about next. Because I'm having fun right now. Because right now what's going on screen's pretty basic. Like, we know what's going on here. You don't need me to boil down everything. So... I mean, if I do have to boil down everything on screen, I'm having a very hard time killing this stupid healing flower. There we go. Alright, mission accomplished. Anyway, all that aside, what else have I got over here? Because my game shelf is typically, it's PS2, PS3, GameCube games, DS, and everything else is super sparingly put in there because that's when I started running out of money at a young age. It's weird to say PS3, but even then, I don't have a whole lot of those. I have around the same amount of Wii and PS3 games. But typically, a lot of them are, you know, I actually remember selling a lot of Wii games. I think that system is one of the systems that had a lot of swing and miss games. The Wii, a lot of people were experimenting with motion controls, and it made a lot of games flop. So, also Baby Bush has just bashed me in the face. That's quality. Alright. Huh. We got the Disgaea games I'm seeing. Oh, there's Fallout. Oh, yo, Fallout New Vegas is the best. There's the Disgaea games that are all great, 2 being my favorite because I'm nostalgia-driven, and really all of them are kind of the same at the end of the day. We got, you know, what I was talking about earlier. What else? There's a Dragon Quest game. There's Dark Cloud. That was a really great game. Dude, if you ever want some, like, if you ever want an old-fashioned PS2, like, RPG to play, okay, Rogue Galaxy first, and then play Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud was amazing. Dark Cloud 2 in particular is the one that I'm talking about. But, oh boy, that's another one you can really, like, write home to the folks about. Whew. That one's a fantastic adventure all throughout. All right, Matt, upgrade your cleaver. Upgrade Ragnarok, because really just whatever. Oh, yeah, Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2. Those are the kind of games I never want to finish. I want to just keep playing them non-stop. Oh, they're a classic. Upgrade the Revive. Okay, Revive's max now, so that's pretty good. So Natalie can actually start upgrading other skills now. Lance, just give me more turret gun, tank guns, all of this good stuff. And give me that, I guess. Alright, that's all fine. Any stat ups? Nope, we got mini-boss time. It's a boss from the 3rd game. It's Jack, back and ready for round 2. Except now he's just like a mini-boss, and really we're not going to be seeing him for too much longer because I'm about to leave. Also, did I actually get that? Yeah, I did. When you beat the Praetorian, you get the Praetorian summon, who is the best summon in the game, because it ups your attack and gives everyone the Brave status, which, the useful part about that is we're about to see. You tag Natalie out because she's not useful for damage, you send in Lance, and have him summon the Praetorian. Oh yeah! These are working as new. I think I erased his memory. 50% increased attack plus Brave, and now Natalie's stupid arrow nonsense does a bit more damage, but what's important is this. Oh yeah! 1200, not even a crit. Because of this gear that Matt has makes him hit like an absolute truck. Upping his attack and giving him Brave makes him just chunk through enemies like no one's business. See, now we're cursed, so that way his defense is constantly being decreased, so Matt's just gonna keep hitting harder and harder. See, 1700 on a crit. This is a mini-boss, and I am tearing through it. Unfortunately, one problem is typically you want to kill enemies pretty fast, or else this starts happening, but, I mean, if this starts happening, you just heal, and then the problem gets solved. Like, oh no, Matt's berserked! What are we gonna do? Except, oh wait! He already is still just gonna hit like a truck. See, 1100 plus the 3000 for his stupid sword effect. Didn't matter. I just didn't have to use MP that time. Value. All day. Alright, Jack, we've had enough fun talking about Matt and his nonsense. You're a tutorial for Matt's new gear. Now get out. Oh. Yo, you're throwing out Brave stuff now, huh? What, do you think you're gonna get away with that one, huh, kiddo? Well, you're not. So, come here and get out of my face. How do I dispel? There it is. I think I may need to actually turn down the visuals again, because we're having a little bit of lag again. Because this game starts really having... Oh, it didn't actually dispel this, dude. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, yes, it did. Never mind. Huh. Oh, well. Yeah, we're having oh, wow, you lived. I'm astounded. Credit where credit's due, Jack. You actually lived for one extra turn. I mean, now you're dead, but that's not really my problem, now is it? Bye-bye. What else we got over here on the good old game corner shelf? Oh, I see now. It's actually a robot, not a pumpkin. Okay, I get it. He's a dingus, that's for sure. So the Praetorian is the most effective way of buffing Matt's attack because Temper is not a special, means only Matt can learn it, and if Matt is giving himself Temper, that means he can't use the full benefit of it because the attack gain you're getting off of Temper is being reduced by 5% because his turn has to come back around. So you just use Praetorian to give him the attack gain plus Brave while not on Matt's turn, so Matt can just start flexing on people with his super mega armor that pretty much kills him. But that's really not our problem. Look out for eggs. Yes, egg right there. Egg acquired. Alright. Egg out of 10, everybody. I can't get past. Yeah, gotta fight this guy. I think this is my least favorite area in the game, because one, I'm not a big fan of jungles, and two, this area is a maze of a bunch of enemies, and this is when I remember the wave system starting to get, like, really start getting annoying, because, like, this is just 3 waves. It's just like, it takes a little bit longer than it ever needs, and you're still having lag. I don't know what's going on there. Here, let me turn this down and give it some more. There we go. It's a little bit better. This is typically how I play the games. It's like, it's whatever. It's not like the graphics matter. The game still looks fine. You just need to, you know, make the game a little bit choppier, a little bit pixelated. I don't know, people are a fan of pixel art, right? Why are you complaining? Don't worry about it. As long as the game's running fine, who cares? I mean, maybe the game should be optimized better. Maybe it's my computer. Maybe it's the fact that I'm live streaming. I don't know, but something's causing some problems. Oh, that's teamwork right there. You know what? He says, Matt said right there, we should launch each other like that. I volunteer to go first. That needs to be a move in the next game because I would pay to see that. That sounds rad. I just kill him. All right. Oh, hello there, big slimy friend. Alright, now finish any other games I could think of over here. There's the Time Splitters games. Yo! Time Splitters was rad. I still love those games. From classic, like, first-person shooters, like, I'm talking early Halo days, even maybe early COD days. Like, I'm talking this was back in the day of, like... This is back when, like, Serious Sam, maybe, this is, like, after Duke Nukem 3D, like, the N64 era. This is still, like, a PS1 GameCube first-person shooter. One of those good games where you just bring a bunch of friends over and have, like, 5 hours having a fun time. That's that era of first-person shooter. It was the best. Actually, I want to give another shout out to something. So Time Splitters is an amazing game, but there's not been a sequel for a long time, and it's pretty much been confirmed by the original creators that they're at least not gonna make a new game. Some dedicated fans have been, for the longest, for a good couple years now, been going through and making an HD remake of Time Splitters 1, 2, and Future Perfect all in the same game. So you can play pretty much every map, every character with every gun from all 3 games in a modern engine online. And it's gonna be free when the game is released. All of it's completely free. There's no, like, donations or any kind of requirements like that. It's all by a bunch of very impassioned fans, and I have to give a shout out, or shout outs are due. Go check it out and give them your support. And you can't give them monetary support, but maybe cheer them on, check them out, and if you know how to make a game, maybe offer some services on the down low, because that's how everyone working on that project is doing it. They've been completely free for the longest time. They have a Discord, they have a Twitter, they're called Time Splitters Rewritten. And they actually are, I think they have their own unique story mode or something that was based off of the canned Time Splitters 4 story mode, where, I don't remember the specifics. It's like, because of the end of the 3rd game, like, it was all about time travel and time anomalies. Well, at the end of the game, you fix the time travel problems. Like, you stop the bad guys from abusing time travel, etc., etc. Well, upon doing that, so many problems have happened throughout time that you stopping them has caused all of that to be reverted, that just fragments of time are just breaking and mashing together, and everything's just fucked up. So it's you effectively trying to go through different time periods where two time zones have smashed together. So you'll get like a medieval Dracula castle with steampunk pipes and robots going through the whole thing. And it's super funky and neat sounding, and I thought it was super cool just off of that description. I don't know any more of the details than that, other than that's something about the time, and that time setting sounds really, really cool, at least to me. Oh yeah. Alright, we're also solving a puzzle right here, so it's not like we're doing anything on our own. Actually, oh wait, shit, here's the thing, do not push this down. Despite what it seems, if you push it down, you will have broken the puzzle. You can't do it. You gotta push these up and around. Because if you ever push those down, they'll get stuck in a little hole. I mean, if you also, anyone who was a fan of any of those games, again, talking about emulation, so I'm not advising for this, I'm just saying it's a feature. Both, I know the Dolphin, which is the GameCube emulator, and the PS2 one, I don't know what it's called, have online functionality. They're kind of buggy, and you gotta fiddle with it for each person, but you can play those games fully online. I'm not condoning them. I'm just saying they exist. Don't emulate, kids. It's bad. But yeah, all right. Now, how are we gonna actually get through this area? So, I believe it's down here, actually. Yeah, this is the way to progress. I think it's actually down here, because we can't go up there. Yes, I'm skipping past all the chests, because I'm going to do them off screen again, because we got to keep some kind of pace about this nonsense. Oh, so there's some muddy bushes. I don't know why the mud makes a more... Oh, this water bottle's empty. Get out of here. I don't really know why mud makes him a more effective combatant. You'd be assuming being covered in mud would just, hinder your movement and make life hard, but I don't know. Maybe it would make it easier. I'm not a bush person. I don't understand their ideology, their systems, their geography. Oh, fuck, I don't know, man. I'm not a bush. I don't know any bush people. It's not my place to speak. I do not speak for all bush people. Oh, that's right. It's still, of all the elements to absorb, the funniest one is bomb damage. Lance right now has so much resistance to bomb, he absorbs it, and that's just hilarious to me. Oh no, an explosion's going off. Oh man, this feels great, you know? Oh yeah, I'm feeling rejuvenated now. Can you imagine just standing in front of a TNT explosion and just being like... You just got that suntan screen going on and just reclining and just enjoying life. Honestly, if anything, if it was like TNT, you'd probably be launched from the blast wave, so you'd probably be hurt from that regard, but the explosion itself would heal you. That's weird. I'm just getting smacked around by a bunch of bushes. This is the worst game ever. Getting my ass kicked by bushes. Ah, jeez. Alright, let's go back over here and try to fill the silence again, because we're doing the same thing we've been doing for the past 30 years. What else have we got over here? I see the Ratchet and Clank games. Those are really good games, but the more PS3 ones have kind of muddied the water of those. I'd recommend them if you like the old Jak and Daxter style of third-person shooter plus platformer. They're pretty fun. I like them. I see the Pikmin games down there. Oh, there's another hot take if I wanted to spout more opinions that people probably won't like. I found Pikmin 3 genuinely really boring because they made it way too linear. It's like the whole benefit of playing a Pikmin game is oh man, gotta explore and find a bunch of different treasures, but they made the treasures of Pikmin 3 the optional side thing. I mean, not so much optional, but you only needed a couple of them. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank depends from person to person. I could see how someone wouldn't have liked Ratchet. Pikmin 1 and 2 are the good ones, yeah. I never know which one's better amongst the two. 2 added a lot more, quality of life features, but I really liked the atmosphere and setting and just overall simplicity of 1. It wasn't better, probably in pretty much every regard, but I like the fact that 1 took place a lot more above ground, because I did like some of the underground segments, but they got kind of old in 2. Plus, again, the setting and like whole nonsense with Pikmin 1 being I'm gonna die in 30 days, better fix it. I loved the time crunch. They tried to bring that back a bit for 3, but it never quite worked the same when you pretty much had an overabundance of every single resource you could ever believably need. Plus, here's a fun fact if you ever go back to play Pikmin 3. That game is so fundamentally broken by flying Pikmin. So in that game, a feature I never thought to use is they have a charge system. You can dictate your enemy, you can dictate to your Pikmin a charge feature. You can say, hey, there's an item or a enemy, and they'll all bum rush towards it. Well, you can dictate things that are normally inaccessible, and your Pikmin will run into the wall and be like, oh man, we can't get at it. But if you're using flying Pikmin when you do that, they'll just fly up and grab the thing anyway, and I just did it. Yeah, 1 and 2 are both very good at what they do. 2 is complexity and building upon the systems of the first game while making a lot more beginner-friendly. 1 was the perfect beginning to a series with atmosphere and simplicity and the story. They both definitely excel where they excel. Both of them are great, and I can't pick a favorite amongst the 2 of them. Also, we have leafy boots, which allows me to walk across lily paths. Yay! The Sub-Zero, which is the ice gun. Alright, cool. Alright. Now we could just get a lot of these stinking treasure chests we've been missing this whole time. I can't get that one, never mind. Never mind. We'll like I said, I'll do a lot of this side stuff off screen, because I like to keep the pace a little bit, because this has still taken an hour and a half, and I'm not doing pretty much any of these side fights. We genuinely would have taken all 2 hours. Yay! These new shoes are great fun. I feel like the guy walked on water. I don't think this distribution of resources is very fair. I think we should each get half a shoe. Don't worry, we're doing a very important job here, Matt. If something bad would happen to Natalie, all the world's men would grieve. It'd be a tragedy. Yeah, don't you dare drop me. Can't breathe, you hold on that tight. Also, Lance was dead again. This is all Lance does is die in these cutscenes, and it's great. I love it. Who do we want to fight? Electric Guy or Big Bush? I want to fight Electric Guy, because he seems neat. Hi, Electric Guy. We needed more clay types, that's for sure. Ugh. Alright, what's over here? Well, we got the Mario Party games. Oh boy, I remember these. Weirdly enough, I actually grew up with the GameCube Mario Parties, not the N64 Mario Parties, and having gone back to play them, yes, the N64 Mario Parties were the better ones. I am biased as all heck towards, I think it's 5? Maybe it's 5. It's the one with the crystal stars, or the star guys from Paper Mario. I like that one a lot, because it had the Super Battle mode, and that one was actually really fun, but dude, the OG N64s were really good. Even them, all the way up through 7, they were still good. 8 was kind of weird, but it was still pretty alright. And then, Mario Party 9 and 10 kind of just stumbled at the finish lines. Oh boy. The only, N64 Mario Party I'd say, ooh, maybe not, are the Mario Party 1, because I like having flesh on my hand, and trying to constantly control minigame stick nonsense to death isn't the most fun sometimes. That gets a little bit old. Fun fact, they actually had a lawsuit go on. Nintendo, people sued Nintendo over the damages to their hands over the Mario Party 1 control stick spinning minigames, and so they were forcibly required to provide gloves for anyone whose hands were damaged in the proceedings, altercations, whatever terminology you throw at them. But despite the fact that that's a lot of gloves they'd have to give out, almost no one knew about the lawsuit, so they actually spent very little money on, damages. And that's why there's no more control stick spinning mini games in the Paper Mario Parties. They cause people to genuinely hurt themselves because some people are stupid. You don't have to spin with the palm of your hand. A lot of those minigames are easy enough with just the thumb, people. I mean, credit where credit's due. Some of them, yes, but not all of them. Like, you just kind of go overkill if you're gonna be going with, you know, hand murder level of spin. What else have we got over here? I see The Sims. I don't have a whole lot to say about that. Sims is okay. Got Bomberman games. Those are pretty good. And I mean like the Bomberman 64 and Bomberman Jetters. Those are pretty good, like, actual adventure games. They're real basic, but I don't know, man. I wish there were more of them. You never know, you wanted like a weird, like, platformer Bomberman game that's like an adventure. Those are really fun. I've gone back and played some like Bomberman Jetters and Generations. Generations was a little bit less good, but Jetters was pretty good. I doubt anyone knows about them because they definitely weren't exactly mainstream, but I know some people who knew about the N64 Bomberman games, and those are they're effectively spiritual successors, so if anyone liked those, hey, they exist. Alright, give me these. Give me all of these. I'd imagine you'd probably have to give some kind of proof. Oh, hello, lady. That shook up for me? Thanks. Oh, shut your face, lady. She never leaves here, so you know that's not actually for her. Oh, I have quests to turn in. Huh. I don't even know if there's any... I don't think there's any adventure Bomberman games past Generation. It's just Jetters, Generation, and then that's it. Because there was a Bomberman anime, and that's what those are based on. And no one talks about it, not even me, because I haven't seen it. I don't know if I ever want to see it, because that sounds weird to me. Alright. Oh! I got a cactus! Alright. I got a cactus now. Cool. I didn't know I needed a cactus before now, but okay. Weevil, I am astounded at how often you are actually understanding what I'm talking about. You're kind of on point right now, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. I just kind of thought I'd be ranting into the air at this point. I probably would have changed the topics, really. But it just keeps happening. Alright, no more flying boys. I'm done with you. I don't actually need to scan any of these things, really. But, actually, wait a minute. 1, Lance is damaged, and 2, I can just grab this. Alright, cool. We got any of these? That we do. Give them all to Matt. Matt gets all of those now. Here you go, Lance. Accuracy, go to Matt. Matt is the damage now. He is the hard carry of the squad. Give me all of these upgrades. We need all of them. Yeah. Yeah, Alright. Alrighty then. Start gunning them down. Oh boy. What's so bad if certain species went extinct? Ugh. Who needs biodiversity when everything's trying to kill you? He has a point, to be fair. If everything is hostile, like, what are you doing? Here, give me like 2 seconds. I gotta fiddle with OBS. Minimize that. You're gonna be seeing Steam. Virus threat protection summary. Wow! They did not find any viruses. Thanks. This is a very good time for this. All right. Oh, hey. I just got slapped right as I clicked back. Great. See, there's where the med pack really comes into handy. I swap back in to see Natalie's or Anna's stunned, then a med pack just swoops in from the sky and cures it. That way I don't have to. It doesn't happen very consistently, but it happens consistently enough, which makes me have Lance and Anna have them equipped. Plus, there's not a whole lot of, variety when it comes to, like, supportive, like, passive effects. I want Natalie to get the Pope suit, but it's just not happening right now. And then Purple Bee's out of here. Alright, there we go. Fun fact, those stupid, like, air packages we're getting that can cure statuses can actually cure Matt's curse, so it makes this armor just effectively free to use most of the time. Oh! Oh no. OBS, no. Don't do it, OBS. Don't you do it, OBS. Oh, we may crash. OBS may just close itself. Be aware, OBS may just close itself because it just froze for a while. If it closes, it closes. Hey, don't do it, OBS. Why are you doing this to me? Come on. It just stopped responding and I have no idea why. Hey. Alright, get out of here. It's still having problems, so it may just end in a second. I have no idea. Oh well. What else have we got over here? We got the Phantom Brave game. Phantom Brave, that's just another. That's just maybe the same Disgaea guys. Same with Lobster Cell. Those ain't like unique. I see Tales of Zillia. I see Resident Evil 5. I've already talked about those. Those ain't new. Getting lots of AP though, so that's very nice. We're actually kind of getting close to this boss finally. Nice. Remember that one in the previous game we did mushrooms? We ate mushrooms. They're supposed to be edible. I'm not a junkie. I'm not hearing you guys are eating weird again. You deserve to get food poisoning. You tried some too. It's in your cupboard. I wonder how you bunch ever survived this long, considering your apparent lack of survival skills. Impressive, nonetheless, really. I'm astounded at the fact that none of them can actually comprehend how to be alive. This boss is weak to fire and wind. It likes to inflict lots of status effects like poison, wet, and stun. Good luck. Sounds about right. Like I said, the hardest part of this boss is trying to fight it again in Battle Mountain. This boss actually had everything is 3 waves. And the turtles again. Oh. Yeah, like OBS is saying, hey man, watch out, you better be careful. We just noticed like a bunch of lag spikes. Yeah, that's because you stopped responding, OBS. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything to OBS to make this happen. Phantom Brave is pretty good, but it is the most, I guess, hotly debated of the series because it's a lot more unique compared to the others. It still has the same general like gameplay as Disgaea and La Pucelle, but it's in a grid where instead of it being like, let's say something like Advance Wars or Fire Emblem, where you have like a grid and you can move like, 4 tiles. In that one, you have 70 feet to move, and you can move anywhere between 1 to 70 feet. You have like like your character's right here, you have a big circle around them where you can move. And depending on what kind of tile you're walking on, your character will move further or shorter than what they're expecting. Like if you're moving on ice, you trying to stop your character will just go sliding. And you can actually, and that's how the whole game's movement system and like aiming system works. Like where instead of it being like, oh, this attack covers like directly in front of you, or oh, this attack covers like 3 tiles and like straight in front of you, like you're swinging a sword. Instead, you have like a cone in front of your character that you can manually aim, and you can like finagle it to hit multiple enemies. I really like it, but it's definitely interesting. That is definitely an accurate description for it. If you've played the Disgaea games and you've liked that style, it's the same exact kind of game, same good stuff. But because it's a different name series, they have new ideas. The other unique thing about it is your main character, Marona, is the only important character. So how that game works is you have one character, Marona, at the start of every fight. Marona is a, like, psychic witch lady who can commune and summon dead spirits or phantoms. And your other main character, who's like the character you're actually controlling, is a phantom. It's like golf, but with I don't know what golf is. Oh yeah, I guess finagling it. I have no idea what you mean. But yeah, your main character you actually control is one of the phantoms that is the phantom that she can summon. And so in that game, every time you get into a field, there'll be a bunch of items lying around, like some grass, a tree, maybe a sword. Like when you've killed an enemy, they'll drop their weapon. You can summon your phantoms to any item, but they can't stick around forever until they either die or the amount of time they have to be summoned wears out. So let's say your main character, a dude named Ash, he has, when you summon him, he has 4 of his turns to get what he needs done, and then he will be desummoned and is effectively dead for the rest of that fight. You cannot resummon him for the rest of that engagement, so it's a balance on having enough people to summon, but also when to summon them. But you also have the utility of being able to effectively drop in any character wherever you want. So let's say you want to, let's say you have like a really squishy guy. Like let's say you have a healer, but enemies will typically focus fire your healer, because you know that's like a pretty like solid strategic thing to do. You could just not summon the healer for a while and give it a chance for the fight to actually start hurting people. Then when people start getting damaged, then you summon the healer. And then you can like have them in the back line. Like let's say one of your dude teammates died and they dropped their weapon. You summon the healer on the weapon now that it's already in the back line but still in the action. And there you go. It adds a crazy amount of strategic options, and I personally really like it. Like, it's pretty neat, because it also depends on what kind of object you're summoning your phantoms to. Like a rock. You have a lot lowered speed, but your defense is super high because you summon them to a rock. Or if you summon them to like a scraggly bush, they'll have better magic attack, but their physical attack will be lowered because that sucks. Like, how much damage is like some bit of shrubbery gonna do? And it can get to a lot more unique items. Like you could summon someone to a stupid pile of bricks. You could summon someone to a whole tree, and then swords, and then Phantom Brave is definitely unique. I like it a lot. I'd recommend it. Every single one of these games likes to have something new, and definitely Phantom Brave adds the most unique stuff to it. Phantom Brave is a unique game and a half. It is on Steam, and I mean, I'd recommend it. Plus, you have refunds on Steam now. It's not one of those kind of games where the tutorial and whatnot has you, you know, like take more than an hour, because the game was originally a PS2 game. There is a tutorial, but you can totally skip it if you don't like the game. But the tutorial tells you everything you need to know. Fun fact, there's actually a unique thing in that game as to where, so if you ever do play the game, I'll give you a neat tips, and I could actually stream that game now that I think about it. That could be one of the games I stream. It's not going to be soon, but I could. Well, in that game, there is... So you have, like, your hub island. On that island, there will be invisible tiles that if you can get to, you'll get a certain bonus. Like, it's like an Easter egg, like a little secret or something. Like, in that game, if you pile up all your characters and stack up and jump on them, you can get to crazy heights, like on top of your house or on top of a tree or something. Well, on top of the tree next to your house, if you stack every single character you start with, you can actually get a secret, unique character, because in that game, there's a unique species of bottle mail people, which are literally bottles with arms and legs, and all they do is deliver mail. Like, that's their whole shtick. Well, you can get one of those characters, and it's useless in combat, effectively. It has some of the worst stats in the game. But its whole gimmick is, there's another thing I didn't bring up. When you channel a phantom to something, they have a percentage chance of when they, like, deform, their time runs out, they'll take the item with them, and you'll get that item back in the hub. The bottle person is a unique NPC, because they're the weakest, and they have only a couple turns to stay around, but they can move further than pretty much any other character, and anything the bottle is summoned to will always 100% be taken back to the hub. Well, during the tutorial, there is a unique named sword that you normally cannot get because you always have a 0% chance of having it actually returned. But if you get the bottle person before doing anything else, you can summon the bottle person to that sword, a sword called Snakish, and you'll be able to get that sword back to the hub. That sword will carry you through the early and mid game easily, because it has a unique move called Snake Beater. The only problem with it is because it's a named sword like that, you can't upgrade it, which is why it kind of sucks, like you can't put a title on it. But there's a neat tip and trick if you ever think about it. There's a lava cave in the jungle. I expect there's some usual plants and creatures in here. Pretty sure there's no other way around this cave. I have to go through this lava this time. Also, I don't think we're making it to this boss, by the way. I don't think that's happening right now. We only got 20 minutes left. Oh, shit. Oh, no. I forgot that happens here. Hi. Well, the other one was God Cat. Take this! Hiya! I hit him. Value. Lower their accuracy? Maybe? Pathetic humans. Your determination to live is pitiful. I don't have a good voice for the cat thing. Well, send Natalie in and hope we don't die, because the benefit of this guy is he only attacks one person at a time, so we have a chance of recovery. Like, everything, I forget who makes those games, but all of them have the unique benefit of, all the games are pretty, okay, well, bye. This is a bit different than the previous one. All the games, Phantom Brave, Disgaea, La Pucelle, Makai Kingdom, all of them are kind of different from each other. Disgaea is the most, like, straightforward RPG of the group, but, you know, it's neat. Actually, no, I'd say La Pucelle is actually the most straightforward RPG of the group, because you recruit, well, yeah, they're both very similar for standard RPGs. Phantom Brave is when they really started branching out and getting into some spicy territory. Who knows what you're gonna find once you start exploring the weird cavern of whoever made those games. I don't remember the company's name. No idea. It's a shot in the dark. Oh, whatever. Yeah, from my perspective, I've played Disgaea 1 through 4 and a little bit of 5, La Pucelle and Phantom Brave. And I could say they're a pretty solid company. If you ever wanted to have a game that gives you, like, hours and hours of content that's pretty much all post-game, play one of the Disgaea games. You'll be playing it for hours. It's a long time. I don't think Phantom Brave has the same general degree of post-game craziness. NAS, that's what it is. They're crazy. Honestly, the coolest thing about NIS is the main antagonist, I think, of Disgaea 5 is a voice actor I've been following. He's one of the only ones I follow because I personally like his content. Dude named Christopher Niosi. Props again to that man. He got the main antagonist, a dude named, like, Void Dark or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. He was another one of those dudes that was way back in the day of, like, Newgrounds Flash stuff. Same with fighting Matt Rozak in the Epic Battle Fantasy. Christopher Niosi made a series back on Newgrounds, and, well, I'm still a fan of him to this day. I don't think... There's a couple, like one or two other people I actually still follow from back in those days. That was a long time ago. Whew! Those were the good old days, to be fair. Yeah, we're definitely not getting this boss. I'm probably gonna have to stop this episode right in front of the boss. 7 hells! Oh, why didn't you heal, Anna? Oh well. Yeah, and we only got 15 minutes left, and we still got a couple screens to go before the boss. I'll just park my big old booty right in front of the boss and get all these side chests off screen. And then we should definitely be prepared for him. Cat. Doesn't look like the opposite of the first one we saw. I don't think it's God Cat, wasn't it? Something else it could be. It fits the description, but doesn't look like she's regained her full power yet. Otherwise, we'd be toast. Maybe we still have some time to find the last jewel. Maybe. First, we need to actually... let's do some skills. Anna, get your protect. Okay, finally. Reflex and protect are maxed now. Alright. Should I actually put points into these over limits? Maybe. Because she's had none this whole time. Maybe she can actually use some of those. Maybe more of that. Maybe more of this, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm just putting points into things. Natalie, you're actually pretty fine. Put a point in Barrier, I suppose, and then put a point in Kyun, and then, hey, Value. Also Pulsar, sure. Lancey boy, what do you need? You can get Black Hole. Oh, it's okay, but that's more of a Natalie kind of over-limited. Well, she'll never use the thing. It's just Genesis and Kyun for her. Fine, take Black Hole. May instantly kill the foes and some allies too. Oops! My bad! But that's besides the point. Any other skills we need to learn? No, not really. Yeah. Now, Lance, just put more points into tank guns because it's value. And puts points into that thing, despite the fact that it's worthless. Get some basic attack damage, all the same stuff we've been talking about this whole time. Is this another 3 waves? It's another 3 waves. This is the only reason it's taken me so long to get, and why it's taken me so long to get to the next boss, and why I have to fill up my commentary with other games, just because I've run out of stuff to talk about for this game, other than meta talking about the fact that I have nothing to talk about this game. Because, oh wow, there's some fire dudes now, reskinned of the same enemies. Like, I can't even talk about the enemy designs, we've already seen them. We've done this before, we've been here. We've done the same old song and dance for 17 years! Right now, we must wait for progression to come. Because for now, like, not a whole lot's gonna be happening. At least I'm playing on easy. This would take infinitely longer on the higher difficulties, because if I was still playing this on epic, oh boy, every enemy would be hitting twice as hard, and that's not exactly a fun time when you're trying to be at least some kind of fast. Oh boy, things just start taking a long time at this point, huh? See, this is the one thing that I have to give discredit about the wave system. I mean, this enemy, fine. This should be how long the fight takes, but it's just 3 dudes now. This is just the same complaint I'm bringing up in every video, and I dislike about harping on the same point, but to be fair, there's no other way I can phrase it. It's probably a system that needs to be reworked, and if it's in 5, it's genuinely gonna make it a bit worse of a game, I feel. It's not like an inherently flawed system. I feel like it was done fine in 3, where it was typically 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe. If it was like a big boy fight near the end of the game, but even then, it was typically like the one fight, and each fight in 3 I remember being genuinely difficult. Like the 2-wave fight I know I can think of at the very end of the game was the fight against the monoliths. Those were genuinely super hard fights, and it was only 2 waves. I guess the biggest problem of that game was actually a problem still in this game, but that problem's been overshadowed because it doesn't happen as often. Its enemies, when called as reinforcements, can act in the same turn. That was a much, much bigger problem in 3 that is still a problem in this game. But it also is a carryover to the wave system, because when you kill a wave, the next group of enemies can act in the same turn. So that, like, Monolith fight in 3 could get a free turnip on me, which would just kill me, and I could never recover without using, like, an over limit or something. I guess that's another thing I could bring up, are over limits, about the fact I never really need to use the things, but that's more so just me than anything, so that's a nitpick if anything. That's a nitpick and a half. Oh, yeah. Oh, we can just basic attack this boy. Oh, well. Now he's doomed. Oops. Bye-bye. Oh! Dragons! Okay. Hi, dragons. Oh, I'm curious to know if these dragons actually have bodies. We never get to see any more than their heads. These are good questions. Oh, there's a unique status debuff. It is your max HP is decreased by 20%. And, no, do not run away, no. Pretty much, I've only remembered these dragons ever inflicting that status ailment, but it's not really that detrimental unless you're at full HP, but, it's neat, and I like it, to be fair. I like unique status ailments like this. It's a much bigger deal in... Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, that status ailment is a really, really big deal in, like New Game Plus Infinity. Because in that mode, I have, 20,000 HP or something like that. So a 20% decrease to your max HP is genuinely taking a pretty meaty chunk off of your HP. It starts adding up at that point. Yeah, dragons are pretty fun enemies in Final Fantasy IV. I just wish their designs weren't reused a million times. I'm like, alright, dragon and fire. Alright, cool. That's like a reminiscent of the Pyro Hydra from 3. Alright, cool. But then there's just more. And then there's more. And then there's more. And here's more dragons. And then more. I mean, I would even be acceptable of the stupid undead zombie Hydra in the, spooky hallway land that we saw earlier, because that's a reference to 2 had the zombie Hydra. But now there's just oh no. I don't know, maybe the whole lack of design variation is still a very nitpicky point, and Matt Rozak's better than this. He's so good at designing enemies. Just bring back, all the designs we've gotten from the 4 games, add 1 or 2 more like he has been, and you've got, a full game right there. You can add some of the flavors, like the gunslinger, sword slinger, all of the idols and slimes and whatnot, because those just kind of make sense, but when every enemy is a recast and recolor of themselves, it gets a little bit more boring. It's still a nitpicky point, though, so I won't keep harping on him. Alright, now's the time to bring in Matt, though. Because this bad boy right here does need to stop being alive. What are you weak to? Water and... Oh, no. You should not have said that. Okay, never mind. Apologies. Alright, there we go. Mission accomplished. You just gotta shoot them with a gun until they stop moving, until they're dead. To death. Yes. What are you weak to? Electric? Holy. I don't have any holy. I have that, but that's not... I guess. Just hit him with ice. Sure. Keep putting status elements on and keep just having Matt deal the damage, because this is typically how it goes down. Lance, Natalie, and Anna do no damage. Lance does a little bit of damage. And then you just swap Matt in, pop Praetorian, which I'm probably actually going to do on this next turn, and just start coasting. Because at that point, you're golden. Summon, look at how much SP this Praetorian costs, though. This is why I never use any other summons. Because it's just summon Praetorian is your only real option, because it's just so good. I've seen the Holy Dragon and the Cosmic Monolith as the next 2 frontrunners, because the Holy Dragon's pretty useful against that zombie Hydra Magoo boy in the Necropolis land, and Cosmic Monolith just because we haven't actually seen that one yet, but it's already been spoiled because whatever. But they're the best because it just hits insanely hard for Dark. Holy Dragon, we also haven't seen Holy Dragon, so I guess it's my fault, but whatever, you know what I mean. Summons are summons. It's not like I'm going to be using them too often, so I apologize. Kablam. Owie. Look at that damage. Look at that free damage. Oh yeah, we're already at 54 minutes. We are pretty much golden on this whole time thing. We're pretty much gonna... Actually, we can just park ourselves in front of the boss. That's what we can do. I'm a little upset. We actually got an attempt at the boss in the last episode, but in this one it's fight the last boss, and now it's just, hey, welcome to you're done now. Blam. Oh, that missed. That's unfortunate. Hey, mini missile. Hey, it didn't work. Hey, get him with this despite his accuracy being lowered. I did it. Slapped. Mission accomplished. Look at all this shit we got. That's value. Well, that was fun. Here, the lava chute. Thermal boots. Allows the party to walk on magma. But it still hurts, though. As you can see, our HP is decreasing. So I can actually just pick up a lot of these. So everywhere we've seen lava, now we can just walk on through and just have a good time. Luckily, the auto-pathing from the click to movement will actually, like, take you through the path that makes you take the least damage, which is just such a nice touch. Oh, great, So this is our final enemy before the boss, so we can just heal up a touch. Give her that. Let's learn some skills. I really just want you to upgrade that some more. Matt, you need to upgrade Swift Slash and Legendary, so I suppose that works. Yes, that is my leg because I'm reclining that far. Because I am an animal. Because my back started to hurt, and I have no qualms about reclining at this point. Normally it's like, hey man, what are you doing with your life? Why are you reclining? Well, that's because my back hurts. Normally I like to actually have my big old dumb ugly mug up at the camera to show at least some kind of an effort to seem presentable, because being this reclined is not the most professional looking thing, but we're in the middle of a series. I'd say it's fine. We're near the end of an episode, plus I'm in pain. I'm fine for now. Y'all can get off my case sometimes. No one's even on my case. It's just me talking to myself. Look at all of this shit I can upgrade. Oh, boy. Oh, yes. Honestly, that's actually going to be a pretty good upgrade. A plus 5% increase to HP. That's just going to be a lot of effective HP. Upgrade this. What are these flares? Didn't we get flares? Flex with Doom, Poison, Ice. Isn't this like Stagger? Yeah, and this is... It boosts Evade! Natalie, what do you have? Get rid of that. You don't need that. Here you go. Now you can summon No Legs. Alright, here we go. Yeah, that works. Oh, it's a 4-wave. Oh, well, it's gonna be the last fight anyway, so it works for me. Here, just keep being Lance, I suppose. Get him with a actually get Natalie out of here, but she'll be in the back line for now. Get him with that. Oh boy. Get him with a big old meaty slapper of an old thunderball. I like how they do bring back a lot of the bosses from 3 as unique, tough enemies. With the exception of the squid, who's not actually a unique enemy, it's instead just the tough enemy and has reskins again. Like, the mammoth is an enemy, the stupid... Actually, the worm was a boss in 2, and that has had retrains. But that one kind of made sense, because, like, the evil worm, I kind of like that, so... I don't know, maybe it's personally my bias, because I like the evil worm. That was a neat design. But, like, the mammoth is back, Jack's back, the squid's back. I don't know if No Legs would do more damage. I doubt it. I would imagine he'd appear more often. That's what I could see happening. To be fair, No Legs has fallen off pretty much entirely, so I don't see him doing any increased damage being the most beneficial altogether, because whatever. But, you know. I'm just kind of chipping him out right now. It's really, so like, this whole, like, setup I have for Matt right now is definitely not one I typically see people using, but it is the best for if you want to be in New Game Plus 3, because fights take so long without this armor. You swap Matt in, hit him 2 or 3 times, and then swap him back out before he dies. That's the whole strategy with Matt. And every time he comes in, he does like a 4th or a 3rd of their HP, and Lance in the squad can usually do about, you know, a fourth of their HP maybe total over all of the turns. So Matt does like most of the work, and you just kind of pump out numbers. You summon Praetorian, have Matt go to town, and then yeah. Alright, get you out of here, Mr. Matt. Get yourself all presentable. Heal up the squad. I do like, actually, that apparently there's going to be a little tiny bit more of a story focus and, like, the character interaction focus in 5, I believe. Not much, because, you know, that's been, like, the charm of this. It's really just been an adventure, and this has just kind of been an excuse and a vessel to enjoy that adventure. But at least there's going to be, you know, some kind of an attentive focus towards it, supposedly. At least that's what I've been told. That's about it. I don't know the specifics. I only have one more turn, so I'm going to send in Matt, sweep up this last fight, and go park myself right in front of the boss. There are 3 different retrains of this squid guy. I'm pretty sure this has been the 3 different squid types. You know, some sea animals gets electricity to stun prey. He's getting us wet for a thunder attack. I did not need to know that, man. TMI. I don't need to know about no thunder this weird squid's bringing. Get Lance out of here for you saying that. Okay, we're just gonna bust out the Praetorian, because this is the last fight for this stream anyway, so let's just end him with a bang, huh? Clean him up. Alright, Mr. Friend Squid, what are you weak to? Electric? Oh, I should have guessed. Kablam! Oh no, that's unfortunate. Oopsie daisy. Well, now. Attempt number 2. Yeah! That kind of took the wind out of my sails just a touch. Rip the dream. Alright, slap him again. There we go. See, this is why Matt's amazing. This is why you get him with the super, like, it's actually just killing him to wear this armor, because he kills everything else faster, so that's not my problem. Mission accomplished. Now they're all dead. Maybe. They'll probably be coming back in the future. Alright. No defecating in the river. Do not drink from it either. Well, which one is it? Oh no. There's a bossy boy. And unfortunately, we're already technically too... Hey, I think those are the fabled flowers we've seen are actually connected to this big guy here. We defeat this monster, the jungle should be a lot safer. Full of shit. Smells like rotting flesh. Let's get this over with. You full of shit, Anna. Let's finish... Oh, what a good note to finish off on. Arrow Rain getting more damage, which is all that Anna does. Knowing this boss, I'm gonna need fire. I'll get some fire. I also could probably use some AoE. Plus, I'm gonna be doing those chests off screen, just because I gotta keep the pace, so I'm probably gonna have Swift Slash upgraded, because that'll be useful for Matt. Oh, but also Legend. Oh, maybe Cleaver, too. Oh, I don't know what to upgrade. There's so many options. I'll upgrade this. That's always good, too. Just grab new skills for Natalie. She needs just everything right now. Here's a Judgment, here's a Genesis. It gives me options now. And then in here we have a whole lot of nonsense that she still needs to be learning. Learn that, can't learn that, rip the dream, whatever. Anna, can you just grab that? There you go. Natalie, alright, Lance, who do you need to be upgrading? We need that. We also need Nuke. I'll just grab that because over limits are over limits, and that's just good. I'm gonna give Death Metal to... Okay, I'll just learn that. I'm gonna give Death Metal to Matt, despite the fact he's probably never gonna use it, because Power Metal is his move and he needs it. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it, probably would be better to give this to Lance, but... It just doesn't make sense to have Power Metal and Death Metal be on 2 different characters. I can't do that. It just doesn't feel right. And then Lance can... I don't know, just upgrade that, I guess. I don't know, man. Whatever. And Lance just kind of does. He just exists. I think that's about it for now. Yeah. I don't got any quests to be turned in. Oh, I got that quest to turn in. We'll just do that next time. Whatever. We can see where we started, and we can see where we ended. Not a whole lot different, actually. Wow, we gained 2 levels. Shows you how slow of an increase we are. And this is, I believe, like, one of the last bosses in the game. So we're right at the end of the game. We have the next town, and we're pretty much in the last long dungeon. Thank you for watching, Mr. Weevil. Let me close that. All right, we're out of there. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and peace.